I start off by giving all praise to the Most High Yah in the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai. So what's going on, Israel? Today's topic is violence. Violence in the city. Violence on the, you know, violence, nature's violence. And a little bit of potential political violence. Let's get right into it. Let me get Matthew 16, verses 1 through 4.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempted, desired him that he would show them a single salaki, that he would show them a sign from heaven.
Yeah, so this the Pharisees. They trying to tempt Yahweh Shai, show them a miracle. We get people on the streets that'll say that every now and then. Well, if y'all got all this power and all this authority, and you believe in the Most High God, then do something, show me something. Same thing. It's been happening. It was happening then, and still happening now. Keep going.
Verse 2. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
Yeah, so they asking him for a miracle, for a sign. And he tell them, look, you can look at the sky and tell what the weather gonna be, but you can't look at the signs that the Most High giving you and discern the time. What you asking me for a miracle for? Signs are already there. Keep going.
Verse 4. A wicked and adulterous a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it.
See that? So that's what a lot of people need, to be able to have faith. But like I said, the Most High, all the evidence is here. Especially this day and age, you don't even need that much faith. Now back then you needed a little more, but now, what you asking us for a miracle for? And the Most High laying it right out here in front of you. Let me get Tobit 14, 8 through 9. Was that all of verse 4?
God.
Okay. Yeah, let me get Tobit 14, 8 and 9.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 14, verse 8. And now, my son, depart out of Nineveh, because that those things which the prophet Jonah spake shall surely come to pass. But keep thou the law and the commandments, and show thyself merciful and just, that it may go well with thee.
See that? So I don't know if you remember, the story of Jonah. He prophesied that Nineveh was going to be destroyed. And, the Most High delayed that destruction because the people did turn towards him in that time. Well, since his word can't be void, he just destroyed it later on. And Tobit could see that was coming. See, he looked at the signs of the times, and he could see that the destruction of Nineveh was coming. Drop down to was that verse 9 too?
Yeah, kind.
Yeah, drop down to verse 15.
Verse 15. But before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Ahasuerus. And before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh.
See that? He rejoiced at the destruction of Nineveh. Just like we should be rejoicing at the destruction of America and all these other nations that had us in bondage and in captivity and done wrong by us. We're supposed to rejoice at the fall of this, to rejoice at the fall of our enemies. Let me get Genesis 6, 11 through 13.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 11. The earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. And the Most High looked upon the earth with violence.
Right now, if you look at the signs of the times, wouldn't you say the earth filled with violence? I don't know about you, but I see a lot of violence out here. Keep going.
Verse 12. And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
See that? So this is right before the flood, you know. I say you're looking at the signs of the time. See all the violence and wickedness that's running rampant in the earth. So, you know, after we get so far, the Most High have to hit a reset. Have to start this thing over. You know, look like we getting there. Let me get this first article. And this one is titled Deadly Flooding Devastates Central Texas. Here's how to help. Torrential rains triggered flash flooding in Central Texas Friday, killing more than 50 people, including children. The Guadalupe River rose more than 20 feet in less than 2 hours. Located on the river is Camp Mystic, a girls' summer camp in Kerr County. More than 20 campers are missing. As the search continues, charities are on the ground providing aid. You can help by clicking here. You know, it's send you a link to how to donate and stuff. Did you see that? Over 50 people that died in Texas, just, you know, and that flood, it came out of nowhere. It said 20 feet in less than 2 hours. Can you imagine how much water that is for a whole river to just swell up 20 feet? Imagine if the Detroit River rose 20 feet. Downtown would be underwater. You got that, the Most High raining down that type of destruction. Because he's sick of that. He's sick of all this wrongdoing that's going on. Let me get Ecclesiastes 39, 25 through 31.
Ecclesiastes 29.
39.
Say the verse one more time.
Ecclesiasticus 39, 25 through 31.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly.
See that? So the Most High gave us all these resources, all this material, all this this food, this abundance of you know, nature, things, the fruits of nature that it brings forth for us to be able to use it if we're doing the right thing. But if you're doing the wrong thing, keep going.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
You see that? So what you think a flood is? The Most High turning water, which everybody needs. He using that to punish. Fire, wildfire, using that for punishment. The blood of grapes. Overindulging in alcohol if you want to. You're going to be an alcoholic and you're going to have a bunch of other problems. Overeat on bread if you want to. You know, you go swell up and gain a bunch of weight and have a bunch of other health problems. See that everything that's used for good, the Most High can turn it right around on you and use it for evil. And he got stuff that he made specifically for the evil. But keep going. We'll get to that verse next.
Verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force. and appease the wrath of him that made them.
That these spirits were created just for the Most High's wrath, no other reason. And you heard how he said the Most High created these spirits, and they go listen to his command. Keep going.
Verse 29, fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance.
That was 31.
No, that was 29.
Okay.
Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Verse 31, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is.
See that they rejoice at his commandment. See that they only move when the Most High tell them to move. You know, people think that that Satan is in control of all the evil stuff. No, the Most High, they move at his command. Satan don't move till the Most High tell them to. All right, let me get Ecclesiastes 40, verse 8 through 10.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 40, and verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
See that? All this stuff was put out here, but if you wicked, you go get it 7 times more. We get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 20 through 23.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 23.
20 through 23.
Verse 20. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunder bolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark.
See that? Now, this is just kind of a sidebar, but you see how they get all the, even the pagan gods, how all that come from the Bible? Who sit up on the cloud and throw lightning bolts? You know this one?
Thor?
Nuh-uh, I'm talking about which Greek god set up on the clouds and throw lightning bolts?
Oh, was it Zeus?
Yeah, right. There goes Zeus right there in the Bible. Keep going.
Verse 22. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone boat, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty.
See that? So when you're not searching this wisdom, you know, this is what the Most High got in store for you. Storms, hailstones, lightning, floods. That's what you're trying to see coming down on this place. He's sick of it. Was that 23?
God.
God. Let me get this next article. This is from the Detroit News, and it's titled, Two Detroit teens charged with fatal park shooting of 4-year-old and teen. 2 men have been charged in connection to the shooting that killed a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old in Skinner Park on the city's east side on June 27th, the Detroit Police Department announced. Brandon Lee Ware, 18, and William McKinley Wheeler, 19, were charged Saturday morning by the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for the homicides of 4-year-old Samir Josiah Grubbs, 18-year-old Davion Shelmison Bay, all of Detroit, authorities say. Ware and Wheeler were charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of assault with intent to murder, 2 counts of discharge from a vehicle causing death, 1 count of discharge from a vehicle causing serious injury, and 5 counts of felony firearms, according to court records. Let me skip down so we can get to it. Okay. On June 27th at 6:21 p.m., Detroit officers were dispatched to Dutchess Street and Moraine for a shooting that occurred at Skinner Playfield, a park near Denby High School in Detroit, authorities said. The shooting allegedly stemmed over an earlier altercation on a bus that resulted in a male snatching Ware's ski mask off his head. So he was so mad because somebody snatched his ski mask off his head that he was ready to kill everybody. Ware left the bus, went to a location on Riot Street, and was a passenger in a truck driven by Wheeler, authorities said. It is alleged that they drove to Dutchess Street where Ware fired at individuals in the park that he thought were involved with the bus incident. He shot and killed 4-year-old Samir Josiah Grubbs, who was at the park with his mother, her friend, and 4 siblings, and 18-year-old Davion Shelmison Bay, who was unarmed, authorities said. Samir Grubbs was shot in the back while climbing up a slide ladder, his mother said. Davion Shelmison Bay was shot twice after jumping in front of another child to save them, his father said. Another 17-year-old unarmed man was non-fatally wounded in the leg, according to police. Ware and Wheeler fled the scene in the truck, authorities said. The 2 homicide victims were pronounced deceased at a local hospital, and the surviving male was taken to a local hospital for treatment. So you see that? They pretty much just did a drive-by on the park. Hit everybody out, hit everybody in the vicinity. And it looked like the people that they hit, none of them had nothing to do with what even happened on the bus. Let me get second Esdras 5, 1 through 3.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
You think they had any kind of faith in the Most High? You ready to shoot up everybody in the park over somebody, verbal disagreement on the bus and somebody taking a ski mask off your head? Keep going.
Verse 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that hast heard long ago.
Back when my parents were growing up, you didn't really hear about people killing children, whether accidental or on purpose. That was a very, very rare thing. But if you scroll through the Detroit news, it seemed like it happened at least once or twice a week. Keep going.
Verse 3. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the 3rd trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day.
Yeah, so it ain't getting no better for us right now, but eventually that sun gonna come out. We're gonna have to go through some more tribulation to get to that point. But yeah, it's a wasteland. Detroit is a wasteland. It's been a wasteland for the past 30 or 40 years or so at least. It ain't really getting much better. Let me get Ecclesiastes 30. Now, you know what? Give me verse 8 and 10. 8 through 10. Right.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 5, verse 8. there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and mistress women shall bring forth monsters.
See that? These kids are monsters nowadays. You see, they're 18 and 19. They ain't hesitate to do this. You think they've been, how long you think they've been doing this for them to just jump up? Your first crime ain't gonna be just going spraying down the park, more than likely. But that mean they've been doing stuff. This is just probably the first thing that they got caught up on. So they've been monsters. Keep going.
Verse 9. And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another.
I'll read that part again.
And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another.
See that? We destroy one another. We supposed to be brothers. We supposed to love one another. We destroy each other over stupid stuff. Because I bet if you really get to the root of that argument, whatever they was talking about on the bus, I bet it's the silliest thing ever. Keep going.
Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth.
Yeah, and look, that's the crazy thing about this. If you still looking for some information, this knowledge of the truth, for the most part, you can find it today. You still see brothers on the street corners all the time. And they ain't finding it now. So just imagine when we can't stand out there and teach freely, and you ain't gonna be able to look this up on the internet. Just imagine how bad it's gonna be then. That was verse 10.
God.
Let me get Ecclesiasticus 30, 1 through 3.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
How much you want to bet that these young brothers didn't have no strong male figures in their life to really, discipline them and lay the law down in their house? Because if they did, more than likely they wouldn't be doing it. Keep going.
Verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
See that? So when you get out here and teach our sons, teach them how to behave, how to control their emotions, how to handle conflict, teach them about this word. Man, listen, all these other nations, they go, it's over for them. If we could just do that, it'll be over for everybody. They wouldn't be able to, you were pretty much cut off that high prison population. You were cut off, all the hatred we have for each other. You'll have strong men out here working and training and studying this word and getting land and growing, living off the land. If we taught our sons to agree to enemy, because they wouldn't be able to leech off of us no more. But if you don't, this is what you get. You get exactly what you see now. No truth in the land, no light in the land. Keep going. Or was that verse 3?
That was verse 3.
Drop down to verse 8. Give me 8 through 13.
Verse 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left himself will be willful.
See that? If you don't It's just like if you don't train a horse when they're young, you're not gonna be able to do nothing with that horse. Just like a child, you don't break them while they're young. By the time they get, 14, 15, 16, it's too late. You can't really do nothing with them. Keep going.
Verse 9. Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end.
See that? You cannot play with your children too much when they're young. You got to be serious with them. Teach them what's right from wrong. Can't let them play too much. Can't, they have to take you serious, because if they don't, you go get a child that's out of control by the time they get in their teenage years. By the end, you starting to get, as parents, you starting to get older, your physical strength is starting to decline, and theirs going up. They go surpass you. They know this, in their head, they know this. So you got to break that when they're young, because you're not going to always be able to beat them. Is that 10?
God.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 11. Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies.
Yeah, you see all these kids just walking around in the street. Nobody watching over them. They don't have to answer them. They just out all day just doing whatever they want to do. It's too much freedom. Keep going.
Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart.
Yeah, how many grieving mothers you see around this city? It ain't no shortage of them, I can tell you that. Keep going.
Verse 13. Chastise thy son, and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee.
See that? Chastise him. That's his lewd behavior. Lewd is like, lustful behavior of the flesh, lasciviousness. I know we went over what lascivious means. That's what lewd is. It's nothing good that can come out of that if you don't chastise your kids when they're young. Let me get Micah 2, 1 through 6.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away.
Yeah, so you see this month a lot of our youth too. They don't really want to work. They don't want to, actually earn a living. They look at what you got. They wake up they get up in the morning thinking about this kind of stuff. Like, oh, I'm short on cash. Who can I rob today? Or what can I steal today? Who can I take something from today? Let me try to finesse this person out of the, scam this person out of this. Don't nobody really want to, I ain't gonna say nobody, but a lot of our young men, they don't want to get up and go to work. Young women too. They don't want to actually get up and be, feminine, wise women. They don't want to be Proverbs 31 women. They trying to, trick some man into, paying their rent for them or whatever it is they want to do. So, and they like I said, that's their whole existence, a lot of it. Keep going.
So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith the power, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go hardly, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He have changed the portion of my people. How have he removed it from me? Turning away, he have divided our fields. Therefore, thou shalt have none that shall cast the cord by lot in the congregation of the Most High. Prophesy ye not, say they, to them that prophesy. They shall not prophesy to them, that they shall not take shame.
That's verse 6. See that? So, you know, when we run across these kind of people on the streets, they don't have no kind of shame. How can we teach? You know, how can you teach these kind of people? Seriously. You think they go listen to you? They might blow us away. Just like it ain't no changing these kind of people a lot of the time either. If you willing to kill somebody over a doggone disagreement on a bus and a you know, knocking your ski mask off your head, what you think you gonna do when that word start cutting into them? You know, that word cut way deeper than any other words you could say. You know, don't understand why, but it's in the Bible too that it's gonna cut like that. And you think you got somebody violent like this, you ain't finna change their mind. And if you do, cut them hard enough, like I said, they'll be ready to blow your brains out. Let me get this next article. Go to the next type of violence that's been going on. This is Fox News, and it's titled, NORAD Intercept Plane in Trump Bedminster No-Fly Zone. A fighter jet scrambled by the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, intercepted a civilian aircraft Saturday afternoon after it entered restricted airspace over Bedminster, New Jersey, where President Trump is spending the holiday weekend. The pilot flew into a temporary flight restriction zone just before 2:40 p.m., according to the NORAD statement. The aircraft was escorted. Can y'all still see me?
No, we can't see you.
Can it get warm and cold? Wait, no, I'm always hot. NORAD intercepts plane in Trump's Bedminster no-fly zone. No excuses. Fighter jets scrambled by the North American Aerospace Defense.
Okay. All right, start playing.
President Trump seems to be running.
Okay, there we go. The aircraft was safely escorted out of the area after a standard headbutt maneuver was used to get the pilot's attention. The maneuver involved a military jet flying directly in front of a civilian aircraft at a close but safe distance to visually signal the pilot to either follow or change course. This was the fourth restricted airspace violation of the day and not the last. NORAD says another incursion happened later, making for 5 unauthorized entries by 5 different aircraft in a single day over presidential airspace. NORAD confirmed a total of 3 intercepts on July 5th. The first took place over the Special Flight Rules area and carried out by U.S. Coast Guard MH-65 Blackjack helicopter. The second near Bedminster was the F-16 interception involving the headbutt maneuver. Later, there were 2 additional intercepts over the SFRA, one by another MH-65 Blackjack and one involving both the MH-65 and the F-16. All five aircraft involved were compliant and safely escorted out of restricted airspace, NORAD said. Officials are warning private pilots to do their homework before takeoff. If you're flying anywhere near Bedminster, you better check NOTAMS 1353, 1358, 2246, and 2247. No excuses. Stay sharp, stay legal, and stay out of restricted airspace. See that? So they had 5, and I don't think that's one is a coincidence. 5 pilots flying over the over by where the president is not a coincidence. I think somebody trying to test the waters and see what all they can get them capable of getting away with. You know, America done a bunch of stuff, and Trump in particular done said a bunch of stuff, and you know, you're gonna have to deal with that. Let me get Ecclesiasticus 28, 17 through 18.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 28, verse 17. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue.
Yeah, you know, if you've been halfway awake for the past, 10 years or so, you would know that that Donald Trump says some crazy stuff. He attacked people, he threatened all these political leaders from other countries. He don't watch his tongue at all. Everybody knows this. It's common knowledge. So, you think he exempt from being attacked for running his mouth? No, he's not. Because somebody always trying him. Because they didn't try to shoot him. What? How many times they tried to shoot him? Dick? 3? Was it 3?
Something like that.
Yeah, he had many attempts on his life, multiple attempts on his life. Now you got 5 aircraft that's flying in restricted airspace all of a sudden. Like I said, and then America itself, they done a bunch of crazy stuff too. So you just never know where it's coming from. Let me get Ecclesiastes 19:6.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 19, verse 6. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife.
Huh. Can this man rule his tongue? No, he cannot. Is he living without strife? No, he is not. Keep going.
And he that hateth babbling shall have least evil. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, and thou shalt fare never the worse.
Yeah, that was it on there. I think you went to verse 7, but yeah, that was it on there, verse 6. Let me get Proverbs 6, 16 through 19.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things doeth the Most High hate, yet 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue.
Hold on, let's go back to that proud look. One day one Donald Trump up there talking all kind of trash when they bombed Iran a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And what happened right after that? Then Iran bombed Israel right back.
No did, laugh right at him.
Okay, yeah, right. It's that pride. How many lies he done told? Can you even begin to count how many?
Yeah, every time he opened his mouth.
Keep reading.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
They supporting Israel. They bombing children and bombing everything else over there. And they act outraged when somebody bomb them, but they don't mind doing the same thing. Keep going.
And heart that devises wicked imaginations.
Oh man, do I even have to tell you about that white man? All the stuff he can come up with. Keep going.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief. A false witness that speak of lies. And
what they always accuse when they go bomb these other countries? What they always accuse them? They got weapons of mass destruction. They got nukes. How many times have they ever recovered nukes or weapons of mass destruction? Have they ever recovered nukes or weapons of mass destruction? Well, I don't think they have. What do you think?
Yeah.
Man, I ain't think so. Keep going.
And him that soweth discord among brethren. My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them.
That was verse 19.
That was verse 20.
Okay. That was it. But man, look, that man out cold though. You know, he do some stuff and say some stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised with all, you know, like I said, one plane might be a coincidence. 5, it ain't happening like that. Not within a couple of hours. So they trying to test the water, see how close they can get before they get a response. But, you know, it's still always hope for us if you're keeping the commandments. Let me get Psalms 140, 1-4.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 140, and verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O master, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continue.
The Most High, he gonna keep us, you know, we doing what we doing our part. He gonna keep us, you know, he gonna keep us away from all these natural disasters. He gonna keep us away from these crazy teenagers in their early 20s that just run around just shooting up everything for no reason. He gonna preserve us from all the fallout from this political mess that current administration and previous administration was stirred up. We just gotta stay close to the Most High and keep his commandments. Keep going.
Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Salah. Keep me, O Most High, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man, who have purposed to overthrow my goings.
Yeah, what verse that? Was that 4?
That was verse 4.
God. Let me get Luke 18, 1-8. See that the Most High, he gonna preserve us if we doing what we supposed to do. We stand in this truth and keeping these commandments. He will preserve us because that's what he said he would do.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 18, and verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them, to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in the city a judge, which feared not the Most High, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversary.
Yeah, so do you think, if you look at the, you know, the current leadership, whether it be all the way down from the president all the way down to your police officer, do they fear the Most High? No, they don't. Think they gonna keep getting away with this though if we doing what we supposed to do? Yeah, keep reading.
Verse 4. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, no regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And the master said, hear what the unjust judge said. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect?
Hold on, read that last part again.
And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect?
One more time, so you can make sure everybody understand that.
And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect?
You think the Most High go sit here and watch us keep commandments and doing the best we can do to follow follow him and love one another, think he not go eventually avenge the elect? Are you crazy? It's just a matter of time. Keep going.
which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth.
See that? So, it's coming. You can see it's speedily coming. Like I said, you see the turmoil, you see the destruction, you see the wars and the rumors of wars. It's coming. Was that verse 8? Was that verse 8?
Kind.
Okay. Let me get Isaiah 60 and 14.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall.
All these wicked people, all these wicked nations, they gonna have to serve us after Yahweh shall come back. That was all 14.
No,
Oh, finish that out. Yep. Finish 14 out of it.
that was all of 14.
Oh, okay, got it. Let me get 8. Now drop down to verse 18. Give me 18 through 22.
Verse 18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
Now, can you even imagine the time where you don't have to, you ain't got to worry about, oh man, I can't go here because, it's getting late. I need to go home. Don't stop at this store at this time of day because this stuff be going on. Can you even imagine the time where you don't have to worry about violence at all? That's hard to imagine. That's how it's going to be when we get the kingdom. Keep going.
Verse 19. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Most High shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy power, thy glory.
See that?
Thy,
We're going to be so powerful in that time. It's like going to be like we shining like the sun. Keep going.
thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Most High shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little.
You see how can you imagine you can go in the store and just pick up whatever you want off the aisle because ain't none of that gonna have no pork or no shellfish in it. Because everybody righteous. Just imagine that. It's gonna be hard to not, the clothes you buy, all of them go up, just go come with friends on them already. Can you imagine that? How this gonna be easy to keep the commandments. It's gonna be hard to break them. It's gonna be easy to keep them. Because everybody else is keeping them, so it ain't nobody to pull you or for you to accidentally stumble in the wicked. It's gonna take actual effort to break the commandments in that day. And well, we ain't gonna be breaking them anyway, but it's gonna definitely gonna be some hell to pay if you do. What verse was that?
Verse 21.
Con, give me 22 then.
A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Most High, will hasten it in his time.
See that? So a little one gonna be like 1,000. And you imagine that one person, the weakest person, gonna be like a whole army almost. You know, it's like 1,000 troops. Ain't no other nation gonna be able to mess with that. Get this last verse, Wisdom of Solomon 5:14-16.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and verse 14. For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with the tempest,
See
and
that?
pass.
See that? Just like dust or some smoke. You know, just that's how much hope the ungodly got left. They time running out. Keep going.
And passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Most High, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Most High's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for a complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of a helmet.
See that? The Most High gonna protect us. You know, our righteousness is gonna be what protect us. You know, we don't, weapons of our warfare now carnal. That's go be our protection. Keeping these laws and commandments. And ain't nothing gonna be able to destroy you when you're doing that. Was that all 22? Was that 16?
That was verse 18.
Oh, God, you kept me rolling. But yeah, that was it. Shalom, Israel. Any questions, comments?